Hey everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I have for you my thoughts on the newest iPhones and Apple Watch. Now, most recently, this past Tuesday, Apple held its newest event in, I believe, Cupertino, California at 10 p.m. Pacific time, but 1 p.m. Eastern time. Now, Apple released two new iPhones, as seen behind me, and a new Apple Watch Series 5. Now, they also released a new iPad, but I won't be really going over that because that's honestly the same thing like almost every year. Oh, new iPad with, this is a bigger screen, lower price, and a lower price for the 1TB version. Now, I'm going to go over my thoughts over the iPhones and the Apple Watch. Now, first of all, they came out with the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Now, let's just think about that name for a minute. Pro Max. I honestly think they could have just shortened it down to Max, but it's such a long name. But they also removed no Roman numerals, so you don't hear people going, oh, iPhone XR, iPhone X, when the real pronunciation is iPhone 10 or iPhone XR. Now, whenever I hear somebody say that in public, it annoys the crap out of me. Because nobody knows how to say it right, unless you are a true fan like myself and others around the world. Now, the iPhone 11 Pro Max features the A13 chip, so doesn't the iPhone 11. I also have, by the way, my iPad in front of me for all my notes and my thoughts on this, so you see me waving it around, that's why. Now, the design of the Pro Max, I'm not really a fan of. Now, almost every year, the iPhones get leaked of what the newest iPhone is going to look like, what the design is going to look like, what everything's going to look like. This year, as soon as the leaks came out, I'm like, triple cameras? Who needs that? Plus, it's kind of an ugly design. Like, not really a fan of that. You can understand because of photographers that want to get the best shots and the best things that they can. Now, I'm just not a fan. Like, they also removed the iPhone lettering on the back and just left the Apple logo. I don't mind that, but I'm still definitely gonna miss seeing the iPhone on the back of it. They also came out with a green variant. It's alright. I'm not really a fan of it. You can kind of see if somebody's in the military or the army and they want a matching phone. That's cool that you can do that, but not really a fan of that. The display is 6.5 inches. Now, I would never need an iPhone that big. I've never gone for the Plus model. I've always gone for like the 6 or the 7, never the Plus model, because the Plus is just way too big for me. The Pro Max has the 512 gigabyte is the highest you can go with a gigabyte variant. I don't honestly see why anybody would need that much. That's probably like $1,500 phone right there. Like, that's insane. Who's gonna want 500 gigabytes, the biggest iPhone you can get? That's insane. I don't understand who would want that, but I mean, every year they promise better battery life. Not sure how the battery life is this year, but I'm assuming they probably tried to upgrade a little bit more just so people could be happy. But in the past, I think it's honestly been pretty good. Now, I have the iPhone XR, and that's what I'm using to record this video right now, so I don't have it in my hands. But the battery life on this thing is awesome. I don't overcharge it, so the battery capacity actually never goes down. Now, a lot of people overcharge their phones at night when they don't realize it. So when you, as an example, somebody would charge their phone to 100% all night long every night of their life. Now, if you go into battery health in the settings of your iPhone, it will say the max capacity of your phone. Now, it will say like, 89%. So when you charge your phone to 100, it's not actually at 100, it's at 89, but it's gonna tell you 100. Now, your battery life is gonna drop during the day. Like, sometimes, like, most people's max capacity is probably like 50%. They're gonna be, oh, it's at 100 and it just shot right down to 50. That's because it's really at 50 and you're gonna overcharge your phone every night. Sorry, a little bit of a rant, but I've never charged my iPhone XR over. The max is like 90, 95. I would never do it to 100 because if I go into my health right now it is still at 100, and that's originally what it was when it came out of the box. I'm not going to make it go any lower. Next up is the iPhone 11. Now, this thing right here in the back is like the newest edition of the XR. I love the look of it, but dual cameras at the same time, that's alright. I like the iPhone 7 Plus's dual cameras. Those are nice and tiny. These ones are huge. Like, I'm not sure I would need that. But if I were to get an iPhone, I believe this one would be the one I would get. Now, looking back from the iPhone XR, they originally had red, black, white, and yellow, and the two newest colors are green and purple. Now, if they just brought back blue, if they were going to bring back red, black, white, and yellow, I think they could have brought back blue. Blue would easily have been the seller for me, because when I was getting my iPhone XR, I either wanted blue or red. I wanted red to match my setup for red and black. My case also matches it. So I just honestly thought they could have brought back blue, and that would have easily been a seller for me, but I don't know if I'm going to get the 11. I don't believe I will. I still owe on this phone, but I could still technically get a new phone if I wanted to, but I don't think I will, because XR is totally fine for me. And I don't really think I need dual cameras either. Like, it looks good, it's not that bad. I mean, you can start with the iPhone 11 at $16.62 a month, or $399 with an iPhone trade-in. Now, the price lowers a lot if you trade in the iPhone, which I would, because I have no reason to keep my old one. Besides my father, I tend to give my father my old phone that I paid off, so because he's not really a technical person, so he has my iPhone 7 that I had before this, and he had my iPhone 6 that I had before the 7, so I don't mind that either. Now, the two newest colors, obviously, green and purple. Now, I like both of them, but I love purple as a color, honestly, but I don't know if I would get it in a phone. I like the green too, but it's a little too light. It almost seems like Easter colors. We're not even around that point yet. We're not even at Christmas. But this thing features a 5.8-inch display, which I think is absolutely perfect. I believe that is the same amount of inches diagonally for my iPhone XR, so I honestly think that's pretty good. A13 Bionic chip, same as the 11 Pro Max. Not really surprised, it's almost the same thing every year. You get the new A14, new A15, new A16, whatever the case may be. Now, what was interesting is 256 gigabytes is the highest variant for the 11. Now, 512 was the highest for the Pro Max, but you can understand, Pro Max, it's the Pro Max, so you probably want the Pro-est amount of gigabytes in it. But my XR is 256, the 11's 256, kind of makes sense, because I don't really need any more than that. I still have, like, almost all of my phone storage available to me, so I would never need 512. Now, if I were to get an iPhone, which one would I get? Obviously, the 11. I think the 11 would be easily perfect for me. I don't need a huge phone. I don't need 3 cameras. Not a big fan of the green color. Don't really need a huge phone. Don't need that amount much of gigabytes. I think the 11 would be good for me. But if you see, most people on YouTube are saying skip the iPhone and 11 Pro Max. I honestly think the same thing. I would wait till next year. I don't get every single new iPhone because sometimes I'm not a fan of them. Now, let's talk about the Apple Watch Series 5. I still have, my most recent Apple Watch is the Series 3. I love this thing. This thing is gold and it has the cellular activity. I love this band. Way better than the original Apple Watch Series 1 band. Wasn't really a fan of that. This thing wraps, feels more comfortable. Have it on all day long. Now, when I got this one, I didn't sell my Series 1. My Series 1 is on my iShrine at the top in front of my desk. Or behind my desk, I should say. Now, I didn't want to sell that thing because it's the first ever Apple Watch. That's awesome. So I'm just going to keep it. Plus, it's got a few hairline scratches, but I don't know who would want it. And the box is at the top of my iShrine. Seeing my iShrine without the box, same thing for the Series 3. If I were to sell the Series 3, you get the Series 5, I have 2 missing boxes on my shrine. If I sold them, then I would obviously either I would use a new box for my Series 5, and I would probably purchase like just the box from eBay of somebody's old or Apple Watch, just so I can have the box up there. Now, the Apple Watch Series 5 they came out this year is a always-on display. Now, I like the idea of having just the black screen and not seeing it unless I raise to wake or I tap the screen. When they did that, when Samsung launched that for the Samsung phones, I honestly thought that was awesome. Like, something that's faded, something that's always on, always there. I'm not sure if I always want to see that on the Apple Watch. I like seeing the Apple Watch is off during the day instead of just being on all day, because raise to wake is awesome. When I first got my Apple Watch Series 1 in high school, everybody was like, is that an Apple Watch? Is that an Apple Watch? Is that an Apple Watch? Hell yeah, it is. And raise to wake made everybody shocked. Made everybody shocked. They were like, oh, you can just look at it and the screen turns on by the raise of your wrist? Hell yeah. And it was awesome. I don't know if I'm really going to be a fan of always on. I hate to say it, but I would definitely give it a try though. Can't diss something unless you haven't tried it. So, they came out with the same as Apple Watch Series 4, 40mm and 44mm displays. I right now have 42 because that's all they had for the Series 3. It was 38 and 42. I think 2mm makes a huge difference. I've gone to the Apple Store and looked at a 44mm Apple Watch, and it looks huge. 2 more millimeters than what I have looks huge. And it's more expensive too. If I were to get one, I would get 44, but it's a lot bigger. Because if I just went back down to 40 instead of like 42, it feels smaller. Like, I want a bigger one. I don't want a smaller one. My Series 1 was 38mm, and I definitely regret not getting 42. The thing felt tiny. Now, the design is the same as the previous Apple Watch. More of a curve, like a rounded display. The other ones had more of like a square display, but it doesn't really change the fact. You can see this one's less rounded. Kind of like curls over, like more like a square kind of. But I love the edge of this one. When I first saw the Series 4, I'm like, wow, I do like it, but I don't know if I would get one. Because it's not much of an upgrade. The same way I feel about the Series 5. It doesn't feel like it's much of an upgrade. Next thing is, still LTE support. It's an extra $10 a month if you have LTE support. Now, if I were to buy a new Apple Watch, I don't believe I would get LTE support. Because back in high school, the only real support I had, the only thing I would really use the LTE support is because if I didn't have my iPhone, if I forgot my iPhone at home, then it would be perfect. I could just use my Apple Watch all day long without even having to use my phone. But if I went back to a Series 5 that didn't have LTE support, and I forgot my phone at home, it would not be great because I would literally need my iPhone to be within range of my Apple Watch. Then I won't be able to use it, and then I'm screwed for like one whole day. But one of the better things that I like about this year is Apple has your Create Your Style band. So instead of just having a prefixed Apple Watch band, or you just getting a different Apple Watch, you can switch the band on one Apple Watch and have something that your own is something that is unique to you. That's awesome. I think they honestly should have done that from the beginning. Like, for somebody to customize something that's right for them, that's awesome. Instead of just having a band before that they didn't even want. Something that didn't look good on them. Something that nobody wanted. I believe in the past, the Apple Watch had 16 gigabytes of storage. Now, they bumped it this year to 32. I like that. I mean, if they could have different variants of gigabytes depending on which Apple Watch you got, that would be great. Because just having the 16 gigabytes, like when I had my Series 1, 16 gigabytes felt like the thing filled up real fast. Really fast. I don't have much on my Series 3. I believe this has 16 gigabytes. I'm not really sure. But I don't really have a lot on here. I get text all day long. I get emails all day long. I get weather alerts all day long. I sometimes get the breathe thing, which is like A minute of deep breathing can help you, and your Apple Watch tracks it. I don't really use it that much, but they came out with that a while ago. Now, the bigger gigabyte variant is actually awesome. Like, that's awesome. Next thing up is Force Touch. Now, they've always had Force Touch on the Apple Watch, especially when you want to switch your watch face. Just push in a little harder and it would show every watch face, and you can just select from any watch face that works for you. Force Touch is awesome. I mean, there's not really much to say about that, but they took it off iPhones, but I don't think really many people use it on iPhones because it's more useful on an Apple Watch. Now, concluding, will I be getting an Apple Watch Series 5? I don't think so. Only because I don't think I will be changing my mind between here and my birthday. When I got my Series 3 2 years ago, it was on my birthday. When I got my Series 1, it was on my birthday. It sounds cheesy, but nobody really paid for it. I paid for it myself. I know that doesn't sound great, but I understand that for your birthday, people are supposed to get stuff for you, but I still wanted to buy my own Apple Watch. I still wanted to buy my own Apple Watch Series 3. Now, just a little more expensive, and I gotta pay for college, and I tend to upgrade my PC a lot. I was thinking about going this year with a new motherboard for my PC, because I don't really think the Apple Watch Series 5 is that much of an upgrade. And I felt the same way for the Series 4. It doesn't feel like it's much of an upgrade. I'm waiting for something that's really gonna take a toll and really gonna change the Apple Watch. So I think I'll just wait for the Series 6. Now, that concludes all my thoughts on the iPhone and the Apple Watch. Just to, also, the iPhone pre-order started this morning. It had to be like 2 or 3 in the morning. That was probably obviously clogged like it was like every year. It gets clogged because it's like Black Friday ordering online. People are gonna clog up the system and not everybody's gonna get one. Was I up this morning at 2 or 3 in the morning? No. Because I wasn't gonna get an iPhone. I wasn't gonna get an Apple Watch. I think Apple Watch Day is different, but otherwise, just another thing to note, a week from today, the Nintendo Switch Lite comes out, and I pre-ordered it on Amazon, so it is releasing the same day and coming a week from today. I think that's awesome. I will probably be working that day, but as soon as I get home, definitely an unboxing video. I will edit that and hopefully upload it before midnight, because I'll probably get home from work like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Film that, upload that, hopefully before it becomes Saturday, so it's still the same day. But I'm really excited for that, so that's it for me today. Thank you for listening to me rant and my thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see everybody in the next video. Thank you for watching.